Hello, yes, I'm just calling to say that today on All Things 80s we have some vintage walkie-talkies. Welcome back to All Things 80s, and today we have my original childhood Knight Rider walkie-talkies. I don't know if you can see there, Knight Rider. Now, I did a video very recently, which I think is already up live on YouTube, talking about 10 disappointing toys from the 80s, and I did include walkie-talkies in that list. And the reason they were a disappointment was the fact that when these were listed in catalogues and whatnot, they always went to great pains not to show you this cable that is attached between the two handsets. And it gave you the impression that they were in fact CB radios. And they certainly are not. They are tethered by this cable, which I just measured, and it turns out it's about 30 feet long. So as you can imagine, you couldn't really get too far apart with these, and the chances are you would hear the other person's voice, coming across normally, more than hearing it through the earpiece. But I think I was maybe being a bit harsh and listing it as a disappointing toy because for very young children, these were pretty cool. And the fact that they said Knight Rider on them made them even cooler. But I think this was very much a generic design. It's got a company name here, Buddy L. The Buddy L Corporation, 1983. Yeah, these were a generic design, so whatever franchise you wanted could be put on this. I remember seeing A-Team ones, and I'm sure there were Star Wars walkie-talkies as well. Now, these were quite power thirsty. They both take a 9-volt battery, and I don't know if batteries were less powerful or if electronics were more power thirsty when I was a lad, but batteries did not last at all long in any of the toys I had, and this was no exception. Now, believe it or not, after all these decades, they still work. So, as you can see here, it's very much like a classic sort of 1980s car phone design, and it has a keypad. But if I turn them on, so I think to go on is, so turn these switches up. There's one and there's two. Hear that crackling there? Now the keypad was used whereby the person using this handset would buzz away and it would sound on this one, alerting the other person to switch theirs on. You could start having a conversation. So let's just see if it still works. Yep. Oh. Oh dear. I mean, at least it's working. And the other set. Oh. Oh dear. Anyway, so that was the idea. And then once you'd established the connection, you would talk away, you could hear each other. So I'm going to see if you can actually hear this coming through the earpiece. And we'll try this one this way. Does it work? Maybe testes, testes, 1, 2, does it work? I don't know. But that was the idea. Um, Disappointing in a way, yes, because it wasn't wireless, it wasn't a CB radio, but for the younger children, it was pretty cool to be able to talk to your friends in the next room, although why would you want to do that? So, yeah, these were the walkie-talkies, which were very much commonplace when I was a kid. Obviously, kids today wouldn't give these a second glance, given that they all have iPhones. But as kids of the 80s, we made do with what we had, and as a very young boy, this would have been very cool. As someone who would have been probably 9 or 10 years old, I was less than impressed, but nevertheless, they've somehow survived all these decades, and here they are, and I'm very glad to have them. So let me know in the comments, did you have walkie-talkies like this, or were you lucky enough to have a CB radio? So anyway, thank you for watching. Special thank you to the Patreons. Please like, please subscribe, and as always, stay tuned for more videos from All Things 80s.